Victoria Adams had spent the last 12 years building a successful career in New York City. She never imagined she would return to Los Angeles until her father passed away. Stepping off the plane, she felt a mix of grief and nostalgia. The old family house held every memory of her childhood: her mother's laughter, her father's advice, birthdays, Christmas mornings, everything she had left behind. But the moment she pulled into the driveway, her heart stopped. A black SUV was parked in front of the house. Children's laughter echoed from inside. Maybe the neighbors are visiting, she thought. Victoria walked to the front door and inserted her key. It wouldn't turn. Confused, she tried again. Suddenly, the front door opened. A man in his mid-40s stood there, staring at her. "Can I help you?" Victoria frowned. "I'm sorry. This is my house." The man looked puzzled before answering. "No, ma'am. My family bought this house 2 years ago." Victoria's world collapsed. The man's name was Michael Reynolds. Seeing Victoria's shock, he invited her inside and showed her the paperwork. Everything appeared legitimate: a purchase agreement, notarized signatures, property transfer records, bank documents. Then Victoria noticed something that made her blood run cold. The seller was her late father. The sale had been completed 6 months after he died. Her father couldn't have signed those papers. Someone had stolen her family's home. That evening, Victoria visited her longtime neighbor, Sarah Thompson. Sarah hesitated before speaking. "Your father never wanted to sell that house." Then she revealed something Victoria had nearly forgotten. When Victoria was a little girl, her father had secretly built a hidden room beneath the basement. Late that night, Victoria and Sarah slipped into the basement. Behind an old wooden shelf was a concealed steel door. Inside was a small safe. There were only 2 things inside: a handwritten letter and a flash drive. Victoria unfolded the letter with trembling hands. "If you're reading this, someone has taken our home. I trusted the wrong person. The greatest betrayal didn't come from a stranger. It came from our own family." Tears filled Victoria's eyes. She inserted the flash drive into her laptop. A video recording appeared. Her father looked exhausted. "If anything happens to me," he said, "don't trust your brother. Daniel Adams." Victoria couldn't believe what she had just heard. Daniel Adams had secretly accumulated millions of dollars in gambling debts. Desperate for money, he worked with a corrupt notary and forged legal documents after their father's death. The house had been sold illegally, but Michael Reynolds and his family were innocent. They had no idea the property had been stolen. Victoria realized they were victims too. Just when she thought she'd uncovered the whole truth, she found another hidden file on the flash drive. The video revealed one final secret. Years before his death, Victoria's father had transferred all of his investments into a private family trust. The value had grown to $38 million. Victoria was the only legal beneficiary. Daniel had never been after the house. The house was only the first step. He wanted control of the entire fortune. Within days, the FBI launched an investigation. Daniel Adams was arrested on charges of fraud, forgery, and financial crimes. Here, months later, the court declared every forged document invalid. Legally, the house belonged to Victoria again. Everyone expected her to force Michael Reynolds and his family to leave. Instead, she surprised everyone. "You didn't steal this house," she told them. "You were victims, just like I was." She allowed the Reynolds family to stay in the home while she began a new chapter of her life. Before leaving for the last time, Victoria looked back at the house where she had grown up. She remembered something her father used to say: "A house can be stolen, but integrity never can." She smiled through her tears. For the first time in years, Victoria realized she hadn't come back to reclaim a house. She had come back to reclaim her life.